Welcome to the city of frost and fire. Discover the authentic stories of the extraordinary people that define our north of normal metro. I am Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. We're moving into the Fargo Fresh segment here, and we've got Scott Moen he's the manager at Moorhead American Legion Post 21. Hello, Scott.
Oh,
helps if I turn your mic on. Try that again.
no, hello.
If you just, instead of Dixie music, if you just said Fallout 3 music, I would have known exactly what you're talking about. You big video game player?
No.
It's a video game series called Fallout. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic, the world has been blown up by nuclear weapons kind of game. And all they listen to is old-timey music like that on the radio. Okay. And so you listen to that while you go through the wasteland and destroying giant mutant bugs and everything.
I would not know anything about that.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
That's what I grew up playing.
Okay.
So I recognize that. I almost go for that. And you said that Dixie band is going to be at the Summer Blast. That they're the first one to play, so
yeah, Friday.
Okay, so
Friday 5:15.
If you want to go pretend that you're on the wasteland,
there you go.
Go out
right.
So we just talk about the Fargo Fresh is what's new, what's happening into the future. We also delve into the YouTube algorithm. So YouTube is dying to get a 15-second take on all kinds of things, and so I'm just going to kind of throw something at you and see what you say in 15 seconds. Are you ready? For off the top of your head, you got a 15-second thing to say about Minnesota state parks. Go.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Mosquitoes.
That's a state bird here, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of state parks in Minnesota, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Do you attend a lot of them?
I have in the past, yeah.
What's your favorite state park?
I like Itasca.
Yeah, that's
very beautiful.
That's way up north.
Yep.
Somebody described camping to me once, and this has kind of stuck with me forever. It's recreational homelessness. Like you're just practicing, like having nothing, you know.
Right. I suppose.
What's the appeal? I mean, you go camping a lot, or?
I used to try to, but
yeah.
not so much anymore. No.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's a lot of work. When I relax, I don't want to work, right?
It can
I want to be comfortable.
It all depends on how much you take with you.
Okay.
You know.
Well, then what's the point, though? You know, like that's the thing. When people are out there with a giant RV, it's like.
Well, it's kind of like, yeah.
Are you roughing it? Why don't you just go?
Exactly.
Why don't you just stay home?
Correct. I agree.
I think there's a lot of things in life where you think about it, and I'm not quite sure exactly the how or the why. I've never understood. Hiking is another one of those things. No one can tell me how hiking is significantly different from just walking. Like people say, if you say, you know what I enjoyed doing. Going for walks. I'm like, okay, that's kind of boring. But you know what sounds really exciting? Hiking. Like, what is it that makes hiking so exciting? I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't catch me in that line to sign up for that program.
So we have some breaking news. I don't know if you guys remember when that dog went missing. The billboards were all over, and everybody was very sad, and that became a really big story. Well, coming up here now is another story. This, according to KFGO, we've got a missing cat. So that should be as big of a story, right? Or are we going to have a big story every time a pet goes missing? Or what do you suppose is the future outlook for that?
I hope it doesn't get to that.
Well, we might as well say a little bit about it. It's a black, thin cat, starting to get gray. It's a fixed male, 13 years old. That's pretty old for a cat.
That is.
I feel some people are both, but either you're a cat person or a dog person, or neither, right? Do you have any pets?
Yes, we do have a cat. We used to have 2 dogs, but...
So you went both, or you had the dogs first and then went to cats?
Yeah, well, how that happened was the kids brought them home without asking. And it's like, well, okay. So, yeah.
You ever lose a pet? I mean, like, literally lose them? Like, they went missing? Or
for a short amount of time, but not for an extended period, no. Yeah.
Well, this cat, Chief, was last seen near the Meadows Golf Course in Moorhead. So they've even got a phone number here, 701-361-2393. If you see Chief, and there's a picture of him here. So,
wow.
How old's your current cat? Not even sure, because you didn't bring it home. The kids, when did they bring it home to you?
Probably about, let's see, well, About 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty old for a pet, right? Or do cats
10
last?
or 12 years.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and that's the sad. Oh, I'm gonna get myself all teary-eyed. You know, I lost my dog last year, and it's kind of the sad thing about pets. You know, it's,
Oh, yeah.
you have
get
a real,
attached to
you get
them.
attached, but you're almost guaranteed to end up with that heartbreak. So I just,
Exactly.
yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not doing it anymore. Another thing coming up here in Minnesota, since we're doing Moorhead, there's a law change which aims to ease truck driver testing backlog. So sounds like they're trying to make it easier to get your CDL at Moorhead, the Minnesota State Community and Tech College. Do you know any truckers? I imagine maybe, is that a common profession when you get out of the military? Maybe
I had my
truckers?
CDL license for a while.
There you go. Yeah.
So my dad was a truck driver for 50 years.
Is that something where you go state or federal? So getting
To
it
get
easy.
your CDL?
Yeah, I don't know anything about CDL.
Oh, it's state.
Okay.
Yeah.
So making it easier in Minnesota, how does that? So again, you know, we were talking before the difference between Fargo and Moorhead. The state regimens are very, very different, right?
Correct.
And so like the regulations, the taxes, passing requirements,
I would
right?
assume so. Yeah.
One thing I found really interesting, I had a friend who wanted to become a masseuse, is that actually in Fargo, it's much harder to open up a massage shop, whereas in Moorhead, there's actually fewer regulations. So sometimes it's not always, like anybody can just set out a shingle in Moorhead, but in Fargo, you have to jump through a bunch of hoops. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder how the CDL requirements compare. Which state were you when you had your CDL?
Minnesota.
Yeah. And so, did you hear about this easing of the requirements, or do you have?
No, I didn't hear about it, I guess. And if I had heard about it, it was just in a while back if they were thinking about doing something.
Well, I know we've got shortages and everywhere, so probably making it easier for people to help other people, probably a good idea. Well, we are going to move into our next segment, Fargo Frequently Asked Questions, right after this intermission, so don't go nowhere.